Crypto Cliff, what's happening, man?
What's good with you, brother? How you doing?
Oh man, I can't say that I'm not tired from this weekend. I am. Not only am I tired, I'm full. Like one thing I've noticed about Crypto Cliff, Gabe, and the family is y'all don't have a $10 palate like me. We went to nothing but top flight steakhouses. I said I had never had that kind of flavor in my mouth. Pause. Uh, I am still full from the great amounts of food that we consumed and just the good times, man. How you feel? Because I'm super tired.
Man, I'm just now starting to get back to normal. To be honest with you, man. That was my first time actually standing up talking for that long. For that, I mean, we went over the 2 hour period. We actually thought about. You know what I mean? We actually came up with the
Yeah,
first time. I think we went like what, maybe 3 hours?
we went 3 hours, man, and it was
Yeah.
a great event. It was a great event simply because for several reasons, and I don't want to jump too far ahead. But it was a great event because if that was your first time, man, I can't wait to see your 10th time because the class was fully engaged. We had a great turnout, and people were helped. You know what I'm saying? If this was church, we'd say people were saved. You
Oh
know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. The highlight of my of that experience was actually seeing the light in people's eyes when they finally got crypto. And
Right.
I made it to where it was so simplified that they had no other choice but to grasp the concept of cryptocurrency. And that right there alone was worth the trip. That right there alone was worth the weight of the trip. We anticipated this thing
Yeah, man.
for weeks.
That light bulb went off for different people at different times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And basically, what they were doing was relating it to something that we've done before. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Decentralized versus centralized, and it started making sense. And Gerald already probably there and said, "Man, thanks for all you do." Hey, Gerald, this is what we do it for. Gerard, I'm sorry. This is who we do it for, man. We do it for the brothers. And traditionally, in this space, when you're talking about crypto, what we found has been bastardized by MLM or people trying to get over, or a whole bunch of snake oil. And until you get to know someone like you guys know us, um, people think it's something else. But one of the brothers, Jay Twitty, made a great comment, and I'm gonna pass it back to Cliff. He said people had told us about crypto before, but it was Crypto Cliff, Clifton O'Neill that made us act. And there's something to that. We don't know what it is, but it's that. And so we just want to make this information available because we believe we know. I'm like, Cliff got me knowing. He said, them words have power, man. And I ain't about believing because that means doubt. We know that this is a great way to close the wealth gap. Cliff?
Oh, yeah. I think what Jay really meant by that was I made it so and put it in so simple terms that he had no other choice but to grasp the concept of it. See, when you get into the space I've been in this space since 2014. A lot of people like to throw a lot of terminology out that's very, very misleading and confusing. When honestly, it is what it is. It's directly exactly what it is. Like, for instance, when you talk about cryptocurrency, most people get totally confused when they think about cryptocurrency. But the bottom line is cryptocurrency is an asset that you actually use to purchase items. That's basically what it is. Now, certain cryptocurrencies have certain use cases. That's when you get into
Right,
more of the technical things. But in the very base level, cryptocurrency is a asset that you use to purchase goods and services.
right,
So
right.
let's make it simple. Make it simple for everybody to grab. And once you get that, then people are like, okay, now we can get into the deeper level of why this cryptocurrency has these use cases. Because now you understand the masses, what the masses don't understand about cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's kind of like driving a car, right?
Yeah,
You know that, you know, you need oil and your belt's got to be good, but you don't know a lot about everything about an
yeah,
internal combustion engine. And I think people try to learn what an internal combustion engine is rather than learning what a car is. So now at this point, I've been driving so long, someone can tell me what's wrong with the car. Oh man, that sounds like alternator. That sounds like a battery. You checked your fluids. Oh, you need antifreeze. So there's basic things. Then if you want to be a mechanic, then you go into the viscosity and the this and the that and the that and the, but when you start off, you just gotta know. And I think, okay, we had a little hiccup. You back?
yeah. I'm back. Yeah,
You back?
yeah. I'm back.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I get
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying
So
about the
yeah,
car.
man, it's really about it's like learning something is beneficial. And then as you get into it, there's deeper levels. So this course is called an introduction. It's to introduce you to cryptocurrency so that you can have some success and watch your portfolio grow rather than the lessons that most investors learn by getting shot and stabbed and bleeding out and losing so much money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I went through all the pain and the suffering for everybody else, man. Like I said, I self-taught myself everything I know, pertaining towards the cryptocurrency market, the stock market, the options markets, the futures markets, the forex market. Everything I had someone actually tell me about this, and I actually went out and was intrigued enough to actually go out and find information for myself and study the information for myself and build myself up on that information. Now, some markets I did lose more than others, but the ones that
Right.
did stick with me, I stuck with those markets, and now I gained a large amount of information about these markets. So it's my responsibility to share this information. It's our responsibility to share the information that you have. I think once
Right.
you know something, once you know something, and you know something that's going to be beneficial to people in society, to society, period, you have that responsibility. Why hold everything in when everybody can eat off of this information?
Right. And I think that's the thing that people struggle with because they're not used to getting information in a format that someone is not tied to you and trying to get over on you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So just someone coming out and saying, listen, man, the few pennies we charge is that's just to cover the cost. So it don't cost us to give you the information. Like we're not like missionaries where we're gonna, sell all our belongings to spread the good word. Right now, we don't want it to cost us to educate someone and someone's gonna go out here and make 10x, 100x, 1000x profits off this information. And so that leads me to Dallas. Dallas was amazing. Dallas was dope. In more ways than one, like Cliff said, that was his first time standing in front of a room and talking. And man, he really moved the crowd. Like, how did you feel? Like, since it's just a brother, tell us how you felt when you got up in front of the crowd.
Oh man, the very first initial thought that came to my mind when I actually walked out was, it's really here. This is it. Either I'm going to fail or I'm going to succeed, and failure was not an option. So
Right.
I've been teaching cryptocurrency for the last almost 4 years now. So I'm very familiar with my teaching style because I've done it so many times. But it's usually virtual, like what we're doing right now. I've never taught in front of a entire class before. But my
Yeah.
father-in-law gave me some. My father-in-law was a pastor in Savannah, and he gave me some good advice. He said, "Son, listen to me. If you can stand in front of 5 people, you can stand in front of 5,000. It's all about the technique you use, and it's all about you knowing and being confident in yourself to say, I'm man enough to stand in front of 5 people." And
Yeah.
that's what I did. I had to have a conversation with myself. I was sitting in that back room while y'all were, doing your thing, and I had to come to the realization that I am that man.
Right.
I am that
Hey,
dude.
hey man, I'm glad you realized that because we
Yeah.
was telling you, you know, people was like, man, we're not following someone who's trying to take advantage of us. We're
Yeah.
following someone who's been very helpful and has the statistics to show that he's been helpful. Another good thing, and we're from Black married men only, and a lot of times we like to be in rooms with just us. But our wives came to this conference, and Gabe made a post about, man, if you really love yourself in your life, man, bring your wife to the cryptocurrency conference. Because what we found out is we all had the same issue. Our wives were kind of like, that's his thing. Some people do cigars, some people box it. My husband, he into that crypto thing. But they were really, really engaged, and it really helped them become part of team, whatever your last name is. Talk about having the wives in the room.
Oh, the wives were amazing because they asked most of the questions. I want to talk about my wife personally. My wife, who's had me around all day, every day for the last 6 years since I've been in this space. Well, almost 7 years since I've been in this space. She never grasped the concept of cryptocurrency. Like, even though I've
What
been
she
telling
knew was
her,
help. It was helping her with them that what's that M7 you drive, the house, the
yeah,
Maldives. She was benefiting from it, right?
yeah, she was benefiting from it totally. She's still benefiting from it totally. But she didn't grasp the concept of cryptocurrency. And when I tried to teach her cryptocurrency, I teach her investing, period, she always kind of, nah, that's your thing. You do that. As long as she see the money comes in, that's all that matters to her.
Right,
But
right,
and I'm gonna tell you what happened. Let's be completely honest. The other wives were like, "That's your husband up there talking this, and they're learning so much from me. Why
right.
the hell you don't know this?" And that's what.
Wow.
Why don't you know? And this is the funny part about it, because Jay Twitty's wife, Kelsey, and Kelsey's wife, they're both in my wife's wives group. They have Atlanta, like a real Atlanta housewives group.
Right.
And my wife is the admin of that group. And she was like, and they pretty much was telling her, like, if you would have knew this information years ago, we would have been got into the crypto market. Like they're legit friends that go out to eat and go out and hang out at lounges. They do this all the time, a couple times a month. They're like, why don't you know this information? So that drove her into really, really listening to me talk. And they did this early in the conference. I'm not talking about waiting.
They're looking like you, like, that's your husband? Like,
yeah.
The dude up there moving the crowd? Hey, look, man, the Bible says a man is not without honor except for his own home. And a lot of times they got to hear from someone else, because they know us and they hear us. We be leaving the toilet seat up and shit and leaving one fork in the sink.
Yeah.
And we got going on out in the world. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, I thought that was great. That was a great part of it.
All of the husbands that were there, with the exception of Bam, because he didn't bring his wife. But all the husbands there that pretty much came up to me and like, bro, we've been trying to tell these crazy ass women this for the longest. Like, we've been trying to tell these women this, man. Like, I'm glad you did this, because now they really grasping the concept of cryptocurrency. They really focused into this now. So I'm glad they came, because they helped move the crowd. They helped the movement of the conference, because they asked a lot of questions. I like getting around people I love getting around people who don't know anything about cryptocurrency, because most people, when they think they actually know something about cryptocurrency, they get biased and they think their information is right, when 9 times out of 10, I've even taught crypto millionaires who've already made millions in cryptocurrency already, and they just move off the price points, but they don't really know crypto. It's like, okay, cool, you have a chick you dealing with, side chick. You might sleep with her on the weekend, but you don't really know her. You know what I'm saying? You'll leave your wife for the side, but you don't really know that side chick. That's how most people gauge the crypto market. They look at Sheeb and Dogecoin like some quick flips, versus they know Bitcoin is going up, but they don't really invest into the information about Bitcoin to really understand why Bitcoin is Bitcoin, why Ethereum is Ethereum, why Ethereum 2.0 is so important, why Cardano is so important. They don't invest into that information, because once you invest into that information, now you are an investor into that project, into that company, not just the price point of that cryptocurrency, and you're more engaged with it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to teach people.
Urban Freelancers said, when is the next workshop? The next workshop is actually in Urban Freelancers' hometown or home state of Baltimore. Baltimore, for the people from Maryland. It's in Baltimore on November 6th, coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, next weekend.
And someone said, is it next weekend or the weekend after?
Well, the weekend after next. Next weekend.
Yeah. So someone said crypto has definitely been my side chick. Hey man, we gonna make her your wife.
Yeah, you gotta make crypto your wife, man. Come on now. You've been playing around with that side chick too long, man. Go and wife her up, man. But yeah, you gotta learn how to engage the markets, man, and really get into the technology of cryptocurrency. Because once you get into the technology, now you're becoming a real crypto investor and not just a gambler.
Yeah. I want to talk about the matter of fact, while I'm doing that, for the person who asked when is the next conference, I'm gonna put something up on the screen, and you can scan this QR code, and it would give you the information about Crypto Cliff. And so that's it right there. I'll leave it up for a few minutes since we can see both me and Cliff still. But that QR code will take you to cryptocliff.net. Actually, I'm sorry, that's not about the next conference. That's about our online class and our online mastermind. But yeah, that's it. So it's coming up pretty soon. Another thing I want to talk about is we got together and created content for our mastermind group. Talk about the mastermind group and how like the crypto introduction class is for, getting you ready, putting you on that long game, 5 to 7 years. But in the mastermind, we're going to go deeper and talk about some of these riskier coins that people are making 10x, 100x, even 1000x.
Yeah. See, the mastermind is basically for people who are more advanced in crypto trading. It's not for beginners, because you have to know exactly what pinpoints to get in and what pinpoints to get out. And we provide some of that information for you as well. But these are for more riskier trades. more riskier coin projects that have the ability to actually gain 500 to 1,000x returns, but it's in a very short period of time. So that's why I say you have to be a more advanced trader, because if not, you will emotionally trade and you will lose your money.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
you will
So
emotionally be over there crying because
yeah,
that $20 you would have left in this obscure coin 2 years later would be worth, a million, and you had it at $20, but you sold it because it went up to $30.
exactly. See, but we have to. That's one thing I've always teach. I teach my students the greatest thing you can do as a investor, period, not even just in the cryptocurrency market, is to learn how to suck your emotions out of everything. And I had told a funny story. I had your boys laughing, man. They were like, "Well, how did you learn how to actually, take your emotions out of the game?" I forgot his name. The tall guy, the tall cat.
King of
King.
Sharper.
Yeah. He's like, "How did you learn how to take your emotions out of everything when it comes down to trading?" I said, "Well, my wife actually taught me how to take my emotions out of everything." He was like, "How so?" I was like, "Well, in my office, which I'm in my studio now. I kind of built my own podcast studio now. But in my office, my desk is literally counter corner to my wife's. So anything in I have my monitors up with my two laptops on the side when I'm trading. But the point I'm making is, anytime before I actually gained the skill, anytime I would lose a lot of money, she could see the expression on my face." Yeah, she would literally see the expression on my face, and she'd be like, "How much money did you lose?" And like, "I lost 7,500. I lost 10 racks. Or I lost $200." When I first started trading, she was like, "Okay." And eventually, I would get tired of seeing the look on her face when I lost money because she didn't understand the lingo. So I would just shut everything down. You know what I mean? So
Right.
whether I won or lost, I would shut completely down. So she don't. So to this day, she doesn't know whether I've won a trade or I lost a trade when I'm in my day trading mode. All she knows is I'm shut down. I had to
I,
learn that skill.
I remember the time you told the story about buying $87 worth of Doge
Yeah.
and then forgetting about it, and a few years later you take back out and it was 198,000. Now most people would do the happy dance and jump off the balcony, and you just said it like it was like $100 in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, once you get into a certain level of trading, like I said, when you get to that shutdown mode, it's
Yeah,
like, that's what's up. you more on that's what's up. And then you
yeah,
push it off to the side and you move it on and move it on. My
yeah.
end goal, and I always tell everybody, man, this is the way I view money. I view money totally different from the way most people view money. Money is just an asset to use to be transferred into things you actually want in life, like vacations. And in for me, I love to travel. I was in Maldives in June. I'll be in Jamaica for Thanksgiving. I love to travel. I travel maybe 10 times a year. But it's just a tool that you use to gain the assets that you actually want. That's all money is to me. But the way I actually view our money and view wealth is, when it comes down to our history, and I'm a big historian when it comes down to African history. Africans in America, African in South America, doesn't matter. We lost so much of our history, of our culture, to outsiders who took everything from us, all our gold, all our wealth, all our land. I will not be satisfied till I get my portion of that back.
Right.
Whether that's $10 billion or $100 billion or in the trillions of dollars. We lost. The number is so large that we can't even really calculate it. So I'm going hard until I get satisfied with my number. And I mean, at that point, it could be anything, to be honest. And I teach my children the same thing. Don't stop, because we lost so much. If you get $10 billion tomorrow and you think you're happy, you think you're set for life, you're a fool.
Right.
Matt, just think about what you lost. Just think about
It's,
what you go ahead.
especially when you use a story about $100 in 1860 being worth 3.2 million right
3.8.
now.
Yeah.
3.8. And if the slave trade in that year was worth 3.8 billion, what is it? We were the capital. You know what I'm saying? We created the capital, but didn't benefit from it, from, redlining, black codes, Jim Crow, systematic racism. But now the cryptocurrency market is not going to discriminate, and we go out here and get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. It doesn't discriminate on color, your sexual orientation. They don't care if your hair is blue and your feet are white. They don't give a damn. Only thing
Right.
cryptocurrency cares about is you actually making transactions with cryptocurrency and using these coins for the use cases they was actually meant for. Like when it comes down to gaming coins, you're using gaming coins like Tron, Decentraland. That's the gaming community doesn't discriminate when you use those coins. When you
Right.
picking up Bitcoin for your wealth building platform or your wealth building base, Bitcoin doesn't discriminate.
It is what it is. Another thing I was excited about in the mastermind is we're going to have amazing content in there that's not going to be available. We're going to put bits and pieces on BMO investors and Black Married Men Only group. But man, we did a 45-minute segment I can't wait to share in the mastermind. That was, here's Gabe right in the middle. You see Kevin, you see Kelsey, Tweety, you. I'm on the other side taking this picture. It is amazing some of the stories that I've already heard, and I'm looking forward to building. Man, this is the beginning of some powerful, fruitful, and profitable friendships and generational wealth. And I wish I had another word because people talk about that, but they don't really know what they're talking about. Or they're not really committed to it. It just sounds good, but man, like that's something that I really appreciate how you've already set your family up, and your children and your grandchildren are already, in a place where they won't have to work for people just based on something you've done over the last 5 or 6 years.
Oh yeah, most people think generational wealth is them just putting money in their pocket. The truth of the matter, the fact is, most people are selfish. They're plain out selfish. You have to set yourself up for your future self. That's what I think. When it comes down to it, how do you want your children to live? You should want your children to be better off than you are. You should want their children to be better off than they are. Right. And that's the way I look at everything. I want to set my children up for the next 10 generations to where the money I make today or the money I made 6 years ago is still flowing through my family's bloodline the next 200-300 years. Right. That's a selfless act. When you actually literally sacrificing yourself for your future selves, because that bloodline is your bloodline. Just think about it. Names are institutions.
Yeah.
Do you want your name to be an institution?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because what's going to happen when you die? Most people's names are forgotten. But Nike's still going to be here. Rockefeller's still going to be here. Coca-Cola is still going to be here. Walmart is still going to be here. Those are last names. Those are institutions. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So do you want your family? Yeah. Do you want your name to be an institution? Or do you want everything to cut off with you?
Right. You got organizations like Carnegie and Vanderbilt. Those are a dude's last name.
Yeah, like one of my favorite movies, man. What's the name of this movie? With Achilles in it, with Brad Pitt played Achilles.
Say it again.
When it's an old Greek movie with Brad Pitt in it. He played Achilles. One of my favorite scenes.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite scenes. It was Troy. My bad. His name was
Troy.
Your name. Yeah, Troy. Yeah, yeah, Troy. So
I didn't want to say that. I thought that's what it was, but I was like, I don't want to say Troy.
It's one of the greatest stories of Greek mythology. But in one of the scenes in that movie, and it actually came from Greek mythology. That scene, Achilles went and fought this huge 6'8" looking 300-pound straight muscle dude, and the guy said, "Man, you really gonna fight him? I'll be too scared to fight him." He turned around and looked at him. He said, "That's why no one will remember your name."
Right. They're gonna always Troy.
People out. Yeah. But just think about that saying. That's why no one would ever remember you. That's why no one would ever remember your name. Your bloodline is gonna stop probably in a couple of generations. After that, nobody was gonna remember your name. So man, you want to be remembered.
D-Walk said you can go from an individual to an institution for cryptocurrency. That sounds like a preacher. I think D-Walk might be a pastor. You know what I'm saying? He said you go from an individual to an institution with cryptocurrency. And somebody said, I can't see because, we've been doing these lives long enough. If you're on Facebook, StreamYard asks you to click a button so we can see your name, so I don't have to click over. But it says, not sure if I'm supposed to be sending all these hearts to other men, but y'all speak my language. Hey, man, we love you too, bro.
Man, come on, man. We brothers, man.
I got to click over and see who that is. That sounds like something. I'm going to guess and say that's something like Gabe said. Hold on a second. No, it was Marquise.
Oh, come on, Marquise. I know Marquise will say that, man. Come on, man. Hey, man. At the end of the day, man, we brothers. We love. We supposed to love on one another, man.
Yeah.
I know we talked.
Go ahead. And Marquise, the hardest pit in the litter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the hardest light-skinned dude I haven't seen in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Like we were speaking on it at the conference. You were saying brothers are supposed to say I love you. Brothers are supposed to say I miss you. Now I'm still working on I miss you part. I ain't gonna lie. Still working on.
Because I don't miss you. Because I'm gonna see you again. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm talking about
require distance.
Yeah, I'm talking about period.
We don't,
like to tell another brother, hey man, I missed you, bro. I'm still working on that part, period.
I
But
can do it,
got
but
to
you
the point.
you gotta be super close. They gotta be like, I'm gonna look around and say, man, I miss you, dog. I gotta put a dog at the end. Like, I miss you, dog.
I'll put no alphabet at the end. No alphabet. I miss you, bro.
No alphabet. Hey, look, I'm at my cousin's house, Maxie Collier, fucking genius. And I hadn't seen him in over 2 years, because of the pandemic. And Maxie's the type of personality, like he go hard and paint on whatever he is. And so when the pandemic came, he shut down the family. Like this room I'm in, this virtual reality looking room, my name is a gated community. My name at the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm welcome here. But when the pandemic came, he locked it down. He didn't leave the compound. So we hadn't seen each other in 2 years, man. And he didn't say, I miss you, dog. He's my first cousin, my third cousin, second cousin, something cousin. He's like, man, it's been 2 years. So we start reminiscing right away. And basically what we want to say was, man, I really missed you.
Yeah. I understand, man. I'm still working on that part, man. But I'm gonna get there one day.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're work in progress. Again, at cryptocliff.net. I should have put that on the screen. If somebody could put for me, cryptocliff.net in the comments. We launched the mastermind. We'd love for you to, matter of fact, shoot, I just put it back up here. You just take your phone and scan the screen, and that will take you to cryptocliff.net. Man, try to say that fast 10 times and scroll down to the bottom and just join the mastermind group, man. Whether you know about crypto or not, just join and support this movement. The money we raise are not to enrich ourselves, but it's to put back into ourselves, put back into our organization, to fund other dreams of people once we create more crypto and to create this content, man. How you see this room? I'm in a regular room. I listen to real, you know what I'm saying? Like those are real windows. I know it looks virtual. I know like I'm in the metaverse.
Yeah.
But man, go ahead and join this mastermind because we're gonna be in here, man, killing the game. It's not just gonna be me and Cliff. You see Kelsey Hill here, you see Gabe in here, you see Twitty in here. Everyone is a genius in their own space, and that's the conversation we had when Cliff tried to convince us he wasn't a genius, and we all turned on him and said, "Nigga, you're a genius." But we're all genius in our own lanes, and that's what's gonna make us really affect the rest of our community. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. And at the end of the day, man, BMMO is a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Like I said, I appreciate every brother that actually came. I put a post out earlier. I appreciate every brother that came out. Everybody that came out and actually showed love and man, we had a great, amazing time. I got up and talked. We had discussions within the talk, which was actually pretty awesome.
Right.
We had people kind of battling back, saying, "No, it was about this right here." No, I'm saying I really kind of got it now because if I do this, that, and that, it kind of reminds me of this. I'm like, yeah. But I was a little disappointed, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that because we have over 100 plus brothers in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. That event should have been a lot bigger.
Right. I agree.
And it should have been a lot bigger. Outside of the brothers of BMMO Enterprises and everybody with Crypto Cliff, we only had one brother from BMMO there. This is my brother Bam. Actually, he came and showed love.
Yeah, actually we had two because one of them came because he had pre-scheduled events. He's like, man, I'm just gonna fly to Baltimore. That was Terrence. He said, I want to catch it all and fly to Baltimore. I said, listen, when you through with your thing over there, slide by. And he's still flying to Baltimore. So here's a cat in Dallas who couldn't make it because of his schedule, his work schedule, but he's going to be in Baltimore. And that's what we want to see in Baltimore. Dallas was great, man. Dallas was a success.
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
think now that people seen it, it could have been better. And, we're always going to move. One thing I like about, and I'm just switching gears, is it's a word called Kaizen developed by Toyota. Toyota makes the most dependable cars in the world, and it's about continuous improvement. And so even though we think Cliff did an amazing job, he came down and sat down with us at the table over chicken wings and them fancy ass drinks that him and Gabe be drinking and said, what can we do better? You know what I'm saying? What can we, I already know what we did good, but what can we do better? And it's about, so what you see in Dallas is just, version 1. What you're going to see in Baltimore is version 2, and it's going to get continuously better. And just like the cryptocurrency market, this is a great time to be in because after the first 100, man, the price going up. Yesterday's price will not be tomorrow's price. Yesterday's price, today's price, but it won't be tomorrow's price because at a certain point, the NFTs that we're creating within this group, that's going to be your only way in. And people are going to trade just to get into this group. People are going to be trading something that's valuable, NFTs. And that's something that I'm wrapping my mind around and employing or not employing, just engaging younger people because, you know, I come from the cassette tape days. I come from the CD and the record albums. Now MP3s do the same thing, but when they first came out, like Max was telling me, we didn't know how to do them. It was hard to put up a website. It was hard to put up something to get MP3. Doing video was super crazy because the codecs had to match. Everything is now plug and play. And now things were hard when Cliff started, and now Max has said that Coinbase is the iPhone of the crypto world. It made it easy. And it's going to get easier. And so the adoption is coming, the mass adoption is coming. It's going to be easier, and people are going to start coming in. And you would have already learned. And what today we think is easy is going to be hard. You know, you're trying to find all those meme coins and stuff. You got to go to all these different. At some point, it's going to consolidate, and you would have already been fully entrenched. Am I on the right? Am I preaching?
They have right now. It's actually kind of consolidated as we speak right now because you got to think about this. We have a core group of brothers in the BMMO investors. There's 1,600 brothers in there. Yeah. Out of that 1,600 brothers, that's 1,600 people who could be doing research on every aspect of every market. And we can have sections off. We have people sectioned off to where we have a certain amount of people that are making moves in the stock market and doing research in the stock market. Certain people are doing moves in the crypto market. So what now we have a network of information coming. Right now we got maybe actively 200 brothers out of that 1,600 brothers. So you know what that tells me? 1,400 brothers need to go.
We got to cut the fat, huh?
Yeah, because honestly, let's think about it. We've been pushing premium information in this groups for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
The last year and a half. Premium, we've created 25 millionaires in that group. We've probably at least, that I know of personally, at least 150 brothers have at least 5 figures in their bank accounts now because of the information we put into that group. But yet,
well, guess where that information is going though, Cliff? That information is going on Mastermind, player. We're going to invest in people who invest in us. You know, $20 a month. That's 83 cents a day. That's a pack of gum a day. And you know your breath stink. You know what I'm saying? Like buy a pack of gum a day.
The point I'm making is you have to reinvest it back into the system because BMMO is moving forward with or without you. And that's the way I look at everything. With or without the brothers in the group, BMMO is moving forward. You're eventually going to have to use cryptocurrency. You're eventually going to have to use cryptocurrency. You're eventually going to have to go into another financial. You have to build up on your finances. Finances are the number one cause of divorce. But guess who initiates most divorces? 87% of divorces are initiated by women, with 83% of divorces being financial. And we got a group full of brothers, 3,800 members in one group, 1,600 members in another group, 463 members in one group, and 158 in another group, collectively almost 5,000 members. Yeah. And most of y'all don't want to get into something that's going to help you financially when it's already been proven.
Hey, look, man, I know marriages that survive infidelity, motherfucking outside kids. You know what I'm saying? I use my one homie who I can always tell when the outside kid in the picture, she all the way to the left. You know what I'm saying? But let that money get funny.
I'm telling you, just think about that. It's a correlation there. 87% of divorces are initiated by women. 83% of divorces are actually because of financial problems. Y'all don't see the correlation in that?
Amen.
So is you being lazy and sitting on your ass more important than you keeping your wife? That's what it boiled down to. Because when that money get funny, most women dip.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I got more to say on that, but I'll say it later. But look, man, I just wanted to come on here today and talk about the mastermind, talk about Baltimore. We're planning for New York around the first week of January. And the thing about a tour like this, and those of you who understand touring, you look at the tour and you see all the cities. That's because someone said, hey, look, I want you to come to my city. So we're reaching out to people who want us, and we're creating a tour. Man, we're building a ladder as we climb the ladder. And so we would love for you to experience what we experienced in Dallas. whether it be in Baltimore, it be in New York, or whatever the next city is, as we move down the line, man. And I can't wait. And I said this in the meeting in Dallas. In the Facebook feature on this day 3 years ago, what were you doing? I can't wait to look at what the results are, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years from now. When we look back on that time, that was October 22nd, 2021, and how much people were impacted about people who came and then even the people who witnessed it, and now they're putting their ducks in the row to get to where we're going to be at, because we got to get back to this social part. Like, go ahead and like Cliff gave an example. Would you rather see your favorite preacher, singer, or anybody online, or would you want to see it in person? And then would you want to see your favorite singer, mine is Eric Roberson, in a room with 30 people compared to 30,000 people or 100 people? You know what I'm saying? So come on out. You got anything? Go ahead.
It's a more personal experience, So that's why we're doing this. And we even got feedback from people that was actually at the conference. They said, yeah, I can actually comprehend this information better because I'm actually sitting here talking to you face to face versus us being online. Yeah. Well, I can look at you in your eye. We can look at each other and we can talk to each other back and forth. It's something about that physical connection that we lost in the last 2 years due to COVID that people are lacking. So they're more engaged when you actually sitting there in front of them versus you being online like we're doing right now. So come out here and get this personal experience. We're going to be COVID safe first off.
First off, yeah.
I done had COVID before. I ain't trying to get it again. But we're going to be COVID safe first off. But come out here and get this personal experience, brothers. Come out here and get with this fellowship, because we did a lot more than just that conference, man. We went out to eat that night. We had a blast at the restaurant that night. Like OG said, we've been eating since we got to Dallas. I think I had been on the plane like breakfast. Oh man, that breakfast spot, man. I'm coming back to Dallas just to go back to that breakfast spot. But we got off the plane eating in Dallas, man. I think I've been on the plane 45 minutes. I'm already at a restaurant.
Man, look, we I get come to this conference 3 days before you come to this conference. Man, get your cardio right, because we was eating in that last steakhouse we went to. I had to stop. I said, man, don't bring no more meat to my table, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like I tapped out. I tapped out. Who's that says we got meats at Arby's? Arby's ain't got nothing on
no.
That steakhouse we went to, that Brazilian steakhouse.
No. And it wasn't like a Fogo de Chao. It was more so like a family type of steakhouse, Brazilian steakhouse. So they had different premium custom meat and stuff, man. Like that bacon wrapped chicken breast. Man, look, I might ate about 8 or 9 of those things, bro. I'll be honest with you, man. But the entire experience of just sitting down with brothers who you never met before, but you met before. You know what I'm saying? Brothers that we know, we talk every day, we conversate, we fellowship with each other every day online. But it's something different when you actually go and meet that brother and you feel like you have a brother. It's just like a distant cousin. I've never met you before. I know we family. It's that connection.
Right.
It was a beautiful thing, man. It's definitely a beautiful thing. I can't wait to get to Baltimore. Man, I'm finna tear Baltimore down. Let's go.
Yeah. My son texted me and stuff. But anyway, man, I just gotta show this picture of something that I think your cousin ate this, and it was just so much going on. It was chicken and waffles, bacon with a donut thingy on the top. It was sinful.
Oh man, look at that, man. That looked like heaven right there on the plate.
Yeah.
But those donut things, man, boy. I don't want to say how the texture of it on the inside, because I might sound like some LG. I'm sound like some alphabet shit. But just know the inside of it is amazing. That's all I'm gonna say on that note, man.
Yeah, man. I think the best way to say it is it was the representation that if you had to tell somebody what coochie tastes like, it was that good.
Yeah, it was like the fireworks you see at a 4th of July party.
They bring the bottles out. Huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna stop right there.
Let's see what he has. Some people are only motivated to move by the worst case scenario and not the best case. The best case scenario is someone on Facebook hand feeding you the info, but most won't get motivated until their ceiling caves and it's too late, unfortunately. And that's Marquise. He's saying people normally got to hit rock bottom. They can't look at the success stories that you've had that the other 25 millionaires that you've helped create have, the success I've had in my family, the success we've all had around us. And they say, oh man, that's for the white folks. That's for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Man, look here, man. I'll tell anybody, bro. I've been homeless. I've sold dope. I've done stuff in the streets that I ain't gonna tell on this camera. You know what I mean? I've been at the bottom of the barrel. I've been at the bottom of the bottom. At the bottom. I was homeless at 15. I've been on my own since I was 15. So when people say that stuff like that to me, it sounds like excuses. Because I've been there. Nobody gave me a lump sum of money to start my investment journey. I started my investment journey with $100.
Yeah.
And it built my network now.
And fortunately, we come from the never should have made it culture, testimony time, and we want to all revel and see who can get the lowest, right? But for me, I've never done any of that thing. And they say experience is the best teacher. Well, it may be, but it's also the most expensive, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather take your experiences. Hey man, I want to cross that minefield. You see why I'm missing this leg? I turned left. Okay, well I'm gonna go right there. And if I see somebody cross that minefield successfully, I'm going that same way. I'm not trying to recreate no other shit, doing the electric slide and the twerky twerk, none of that shit. I'm going exactly in the same road. And then on the other side, someone might say, hey, that route is now closed. Look at this route. So I don't need that level of testimony to know that I'm in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Experience is a great teacher, but it's very expensive.
Just think about it. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others.
There you go. There you go. Well, cool, man. We about to get out of here on this day. I know you got to run. And we always plan to do these for 30 minutes, but it's so good and engaging because we know we're in here talking to our brothers. And we're probably preaching to the choir. We're using you for rehearsal because we did have some people show up who weren't in the group. And I think that was the moment for me when I knew it was dope. Because, I know Twitty, I know Kelsey and them guys where we tell all these jokes and we laugh, we post pictures of our children, our wives, and our daily lives. I knew they were going to get into it because, one, they're doing it, and two, they like us. Hence, they got on the plane, right? And y'all do business together. But when a complete stranger who wasn't even black, I thought he was Mexican. He was Vietnamese and Cambodian. He was like, yo, this is dope. He already texted me. Like, that's when I know, okay, we on it.
I've been talking to that dude since we left Dallas, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, when you come back to Dallas, I got more people I want you to teach. So I'm like, just set it up. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So that right there, honestly, was a very, very shocking that dude actually came in. And when he came in, I was like, who the hell is this?
Who's the plant? Who's the plant?
Yeah, who is this?
Hey, but like Terrence said, Hov said he sold drugs, so you wouldn't have to.
Perfect. Hey, great analogy. Hey, man, but people need to really, the thing is people are lazy. People are too comfortable being uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Get off your ass. That's one thing. The greatest journey in the world started with one step. Just take the first step. And the first step is to invest back into yourself with the knowledge. Once you get the knowledge, you have the tools you need to actually go forward.
And that's that on that. And with that, we like to end this thing. Hold on, see, we got one more comment. Yeah, that was somebody acknowledging that Terrence made a dope quote, the Jay-Z quote.
Yeah, definitely.
100 years from now, our future generations will look back exactly what the hell their grandparents and parents were doing during this time if they don't do some shit like this. And you know what is funny, man? I'm gonna say this before I get out. During the .com days, I made a great amount of money, and I was in .com to raise a lot of money. We sponsored a NASCAR, and we were this close to being like a $100 million company, and then the bubble burst. But for me, I wanted to be able to say when I'm 80, Grandpa, what did you do when the internet was created? Baby, I was at the plate. I had 3 strings. Here's my stock certificates. Here's the pictures. And it actually changed our lives. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what? Let's post this and say, send some emoji love. Arnaldo is in jail. He's
again, bro.
But for some reason, he can make a comment, right? And so we put some commissary. And the good news is he's not in jail in real life. He's in jail in the metaverse, right? On the Facebooks.
I know the feeling.
So we will see him in Baltimore. But he's been supportive, and he's coming up from, I think, North Carolina. So yeah, man, get there. You can go to Essence Fest and all these places, man. Get there. If nothing else, but for the brotherhood and for the fellowship.
Oh yeah, and I'm giving away $100 of free cryptocurrency, and I'm throwing
Hey,
t-shirts.
just don't bet against Tampa Bay because then he's gonna take it back from you. That's what he said.
Well, I took it the first time, and I just gave him a portion of that back.
Gotcha.
We ain't
That
gonna
was
talk
Bam.
about that. Yeah, that was Bam. Yeah, that was Bam. Never bet against Tom Brady. Come on now, man.
Unless you, yeah. Well, not in this part. Don't do it in the at the end of the season because my Rams. I should have bet, but I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. My Rams won, but I was like, nah, I ain't losing my crypto to Crypto Cliff. All right, man. Look, we appreciate y'all, man. And on that note, here we go.